Right, all ready to go. All set. Welcome everybody to 1 Million Cups. Happy Wednesday. It is April 1st, and this is no joke. So we are getting ready to kick this off. All right, we turn our slides. So welcome. So a little bit about 1 Million Cups. We are originated out of the Kauffman Foundation. The Kauffman Foundation works with communities that promote entrepreneurship and education to help increase opportunities, to help people learn, take risks, and to hold success. There are about 120 chapters of 1 Million Cups. Oh, there we go. There we are. Yes, we are both national and local. There are about 120 chapters around the country, meeting every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. A couple of key things about 1 Million Cups. We are all about presentations and not pitches. So if you're looking for money, this is not the right place for you. It is about authentic connections and not necessarily networking. We are, in a sense, a mastermind that help entrepreneurs. We're run for the community and by the community, and we are also radically and intentionally inclusive. All right, visitors. I know we've got some visitors in the room, and so for visitors in the room, I'd like to come up real quick to introduce yourself, and then we'll grab the visitors online. Yeah. Yeah, visitors, you want to just make a quick line over here and introduce yourself. Name, yes, name of your company and how you heard about it.
All right. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Christina Gigli. My company is called the Gigli Group, and I heard about you all from a friend. So nice to meet you all.
Hi, I'm Sean Maxwell with Assisted Living Locators. I heard about 1 Million Cups in a different chapter in Prince William County from a colleague of mine and through the Central Fairfax Chamber. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And we got one more.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Devinder Kohli. I'm with Noel Moore. Well, my wife introduced me to the group here. She's an active member here. 1 Million Cups. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. And anybody online? I can't see. Do we have any visitors online?
Lynn? Is Lynn? Rosalinda? Rosalinda?
Who is it?
Rosalinda Clark?
Oh, Rosalinda.
I'm Rosalina. I'm with Circular Innovation. It's an organization about aging with purpose. Thank you so much.
Lynn Skirts?
Oh, I introduced myself last week. Would you like me to do it again?
Real quick, sure, Lynn.
Okay, yeah. I'm Lynn Schertz. I'm based out of the Midwest in Indiana, Central Indiana. I help small to medium-sized businesses and individuals with branding, website design, and marketing. And I'm the owner of Artistry X Creative.
Great. Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
All right. I think that takes care of visitors. All right, moving on. All right, if everybody would, please take advantage of the QR code on this slide. That's make sure we get everybody registered. And John Rutenberg, we have a list going around the room getting people here, so we're good there. Our goal here is to continue to increase the numbers here. And as you can see from the chart below, we're going in the right direction. So please take advantage of that QR code. It will come up again, so you'll have an opportunity to register again if you missed this one. All right, this doesn't happen by mistake. There are a bunch of us that help organize this meeting on Mondays or meet for fun and to get this thing organized. Again, there's that QR code. We also work with the Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce as a partner. All right, we have two sponsors. We have a location sponsor, and we also have our 48 blocks of fine candy. Jen, you want to talk about those?
Thought you'd never ask.
Yeah, right up here.
So new. Welcome to all of our visitors. We're thrilled to have you here. Thank you for our community who always shows up on Wednesdays, or the Wednesday that works for you at least. Mason Enterprise Center is our space sponsor. That is where we are at today. The Mason Enterprise Center offices are across the way in the building next door. That way behind me. So don't worry, I'm myself. They're on the fourth floor, so you can find their offices there, boardroom type meeting rooms, an amazing kitchen where we often do our corporate networking. They do have very limited space left if you're interested in being a virtual member as you launch your business or a member and have space there. Again, it's just limited. What I would say that's unique about MEC, they have a lot of programming for business owners. They have one next week on AI. We'll share more information about that in the chat. In addition, they have over 20 mentors. So if you're interested in being a mentor, or if you're like, as every business owner is, I need a mentor in something, they have someone for you. So check them out, mec-fairfax.org. And do go connect with Eddie. He has been such a great supporter of our group, and he's a huge champion for our businesses even here. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Amy Hughes to talk about sugar. I mean, awesome marshmallows that are amazingly awesome. Amy, go ahead.
Sorry, I had to remember how to use my computer again. Good morning, 1 Million Cups. Nice to see everyone. Sorry, I can't be there in person today. So I'm the founder of 48 Blocks Fine Candy, and we're redefining the confectionery experience because we're proving that candy is so much more than just chocolate. We specialize in handcrafted small batch marshmallows and fruit pates, including an award-winning line that we call Be Kind, that is based entirely on honey and organic sugar. So we are woman-owned, and we have a boutique manufacturing facility in Falls Church. And we open that up on the second Saturday of each month for what we call our Sip and Savor event. We collaborate with other local makers. In April, we are working with Cafe Medrano. They are a single origin Honduran coffee roaster based out of Manassas, and they'll be pairing their coffee with our marshmallows and bourbon Rice Krispie treats. I will put the link in the chat. If you would like to join us, we just ask that you register because we're, again, a small space. Finally, we are accepting orders for graduations, special events, weddings, and corporate gifts throughout 2026. My contact information will be in the chat. I look forward to meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. All right, how our meetings work. I think a lot of people here have been here before. We just ask that you keep your mics muted, and we'll then go into Q&A after we have a presentation by Sam. And so with that, go ahead and have. There we go. All right, I'm going to bring Sam up. Welcome from RobotLAB Fairfax. Sam, it's great to have you here, and I turn it over to you. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you and presenting RobotLAB. My name is Sam Idossa. I'm a franchise owner for the Fairfax branch of RobotLAB. Our headquarters are based in Dallas, Texas. So we brought this franchise, the first franchise, to Northern Virginia to bring robotics into the, to help the businesses go through challenges they're facing, especially since COVID-19. As you all know, many businesses are challenged. Restaurants, hotels, and warehouses, entertainment venues are expected to deliver faster, high-quality service while facing workforce challenges. And rising operating costs. So at RobotLAB, what we do is we help this business solve these challenges for businesses by automating mundane tasks, the tasks that require so many manual handling. We give it to the robot so the limited staff can focus on high-value tasks. So we utilize the AI-powered service robots, and we currently focus on the autonomous cleaning robots, delivery robots, security, and customer interaction robots. So our mission is to, like I said, bring this cutting-edge technology to Northern Virginia and get the businesses adapt to this smarter way of operation. So as I mentioned, as much as we're excited to bring this technology to Northern Virginia, yeah, it comes with its own challenges because we're operating right now in the early adopters market, which is that 10-13% market. So we're trying to find ways to connect to those early adopters so we can prove the concept of robotics, how it's helping with the efficiency and labor costs. So the company's timeline, the corporate has been in business for about 13 years, over 13 years. But we brought this franchise at the end of May 2025, and we had our first customer in June 2025. I think I spoke about a couple of robots with you. One Wasabi Sushi at the Tyson's Corner location. So they purchased robots and they were the first adopters. And early manufacturers reached out and sold a few of them as well. So we're helping those businesses repair the robots, which we'll talk about in a few slides. So our operating region is pretty much Fairfax, about 25 zip codes around Fairfax, and we touch a little bit of Prince William County and Loudoun County as well. So the problems that we're solving with this robotic solutions will be, the first one is the labor shortage. As you know, since COVID-19, especially the younger generation found ways, smarter ways of earning money, income with the content creation, podcasting, all those stuff. And those demanding tasks are not being filled quickly. So that's what we're trying to solve, that gap with the labor shortage by filling those roles. And that way we can reduce the operating costs that comes from employee turnovers, all the training and stuff, and inefficient operations through the mundane tasks, so that limited staff can focus on high-value tasks. Also, consistency is a big thing with the limited stuff that we have right now, but with businesses have right now, they're having challenges getting consistent service. Because again, these robots don't call out sick, they don't take breaks. Continuously working 24/7 as long as they get the maintenance and the charging. The capability, we can talk about it in details, but some of those challenges, you're solving some of those challenges. Delivery, also customer engagement. So the way how we generate our revenue would be obviously the robot sales of the robots. Would be outright purchase and their accessories. Some of them come with their own, depending on the level of the business's need, we can make them fully autonomous. Some of them come with their own charging station. We can set it up for them to go to their charging station and charge themselves and go out and do the tasks themselves. And some of the cleaning robots, they have also a capability of water exchange. So the cleaning crew, all we need to do is show them up and show the location of the water exchange place. That way the robot can go there and dump the dirty water and recharge the big water and go out and do the task. So those accessories will be also part of the revenue, and integration, obviously, training the team and deploying the robots. We have different programs like financing, lease, rental programs, so that people can adapt to them without, incurring those capital expenditures initially. We also have a recurring revenue from the services and maintenance contracts. That's what makes us unique at RobotLAB. We just don't sell just like the manufacturers. We supply service plans or warranty extensions. So businesses can focus running their own business instead of worrying about some improvement. Yes, so proof of concepts, and for hotels and other services, we have room service of robots. So we can integrate the robot to the elevators, so they can they can call the elevator, go in there, deliver to the room, come back to their kitchen floor. So our value proposition, what we offer. So these are the top 5 I just listed. Not the four, but we have over 60 plus robots that do STEAM and all that in the education sector. But the current demand right now we're seeing is number one, cleaning, delivery and warehouse settings or hotel rooms, restaurants, security and customer interaction as well. Our ideal clients would be, especially given in our logistics environment in Northern Virginia, warehouses and hospitals and assisted living facilities, hotels, restaurants, multifamily and office buildings like this that we're in right now. School campuses, airports, and government and public offices as well. What the unique value we provide would be RobotLAB is the first one to close the gap of the last mile of robotics. We have customers who are challenged with many problems. We have manufacturers there with great solutions, but sometimes these technologies fail at the deployment. The customers need that white glove service, starting from consultation, what kind of problems they're facing, what kind of solution that can be tailored to specific to that solution. Then based on that, we can procure the robots, deploy the robots, train the staff, and give them continued service. So that's what makes us unique. And what differentiates us from other competitors is also we are a platform agnostic. We're like a one-stop shop for businesses. If they want to scale, for instance, if a hotel wants a cleaning robot, they can deal with RobotLAB and solve that problem. But if they also want a room service, they don't have to chase other go to different manufacturer, explore the capability. We can provide that as well. So, I guess I touched by this, but the target audience would be the owners of properties and restaurants, property managers, office, operation facilities, operation managers and facilities managers, and cleaning contractors would be our main audience. I mentioned about warehouses and all other facilities that we're looking at serving, and marketing channels that we're using right now is we're going out networking events, trade shows, and we going on to businesses and drop-ins, email campaigns, and social media. That's what we use. Our competitors, like I mentioned before, manufacturers can sell directly to customers, but we have seen many challenges with businesses once they purchase the robots. Even myself, I helped about 3 customers in this region once I brought this franchise because they have the robot with the small problems because they don't have the technical capability. They just park it on the side and not utilizing it. So I had to, we had to make it operational so they can utilize it and bring their ROI back. So that's one of our competitors here is also employees of the businesses we want, but like I said, even though they're trying hard, those limited employees cannot provide consistency of service. But with robots, you can get that consistency. The other ones would be direct resellers, which are also our competitors. But like I mentioned before, we have a differentiating factor also with the providing multiple manufacturers. How we leverage our competitors would be, I guess, educating the public along with each other and referral programs and partnerships. I guess our challenge question would be, what are those effective ways that we can connect to those early adopters, the 10-13% early adopters, and in this emerging technology like physical AI robotics.
Yeah, if you want to stay up here, we've got our moderator.
Amy.
Oh,
Hi, John. I'm over here.
oh. Hi, Amy. Thank you for helping me with the PowerPoint.
Oh, thank you, Sam, for the presentation. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. So now we move into the fun part, Not that the presentation isn't fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that. But now we're going to go into the Q&A where we're going to offer some insights and get some more knowledge around RobotLAB. I see two folks with their hands raised, and if you're in the room, I can't always see you. So if you'll throw it in the chat that you've got a question, that would be great. We're going to start with Stephen.
He's on mute.
Steven, just make sure you're unmuted.
All right, can't go anywhere when you're on mute. Sam, I think you got a great idea. It's a great franchise concept. My thoughts are, I would try to exhibit at like a trade show for this, if there's a Virginia Restaurant Association or the DC Area Restaurant Association or Maryland Restaurant Association. I would definitely exhibit there. And I would also try to, if there's some trade association, there's a show for like cleaning companies. That's another thing. This is just my opinion, but I think your target market is the low margin, low wage industries, restaurants and cleaning companies. Right off the top of my head.
Thank you, Steve.
And then I have AJ next.
Hey, come on up, AJ. Very exciting. Yes, interesting. It was actually many years back. My master's project was in robotics. I did the whole simulation and everything, the markup. So anyway, the question here is what we were experiencing at that time. How are you going to change the public perception, particularly when you deal with restaurants, multicultural, multilingual, they don't want to lose their employees and so on and so forth. And then, initial showing them the ROI and the payback period, how you guys are more effective. There's a touch, but there's not a human touch. So, that's one question. And then taking, from Steve, because, I released the deal magnet, I'm having a similar perception there because you are trying to build a market here. Market doesn't exist, right? So the associations, I'll introduce you to one of the associations I'm a member of in DC, so that might help. So, but the first question is how you are going to change the public perception.
That's the $1 million question.
That's why I say my product, my plan is $1 million.
Yeah, I guess what we've been doing since May is also proof of concept, right? Like going around and showing the benefits of. I came from for the past 20 years. I was in the manufacturing side, right? So behind those closed doors, AI and physical AI was not new.
Right.
We had automations. Manufacturing. I've seen the benefits of improving efficiency and quadrupling.
Sam, I'm going to ask you to come and face the camera because we can't hear you on the Zoom call when you answer.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So those of us that are online are missing out on the information.
Amy, ask the people in the room to come to the mic to ask their questions, please.
Do I have to now that you did?
No, you do. You do. They couldn't hear me. But thank you.
Thank you for that reminder, John. It also makes it quicker. We can get to more questions if you are lined up and ready to go. Next, I've got Thomas.
Something to think about.
Yeah. So Sam, great presentation, and I think you have a really good opportunity you're looking at there. So couple of recommendations. First and foremost, I don't know if you're already aware of this, but there's a small business expo that's coming up next week in Washington, D.C. It's normally a very heavily attended event, and there's a lot of logistic companies, security companies, and other types of entrepreneurs that probably would be pretty well affiliated with your target market. Might be a great event to demonstrate something. It might be a little late, but you do have 1 week before the event comes out, and that's next Wednesday. One other thought is you may want to, in your presentation, kind of benchmark, some of your success, especially with like the restaurant story where you were talking about using one of the robots to, drive efficiencies in one of the sushi restaurants. If you can build a benchmark story around how that is driving process improvement and savings, I think it'll add a little extra oomph to the story, a little more substance to help drive business cases and help convert potential customers.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And Sam, you're going to get a copy of the transcript, so you will get the questions and answers for follow-up. Melinda, did you have your hand up?
I did.
This way. You're good.
It's not tall enough for me. Like a couple of things that I wanted to ask you and I wrote them down. One of my thoughts was the Tower Club events, because there are a lot of business people over there. Jen can introduce you to folks, she's a member. I thought you were, I'm sorry, but
I
somebody.
can introduce you to people.
Yeah, which is great. And then I also wrote down, well, local chambers have lots of events and some of the chambers do joint events. And, you know, they're happy hours, so you'll be able to have Katie show everybody, yeah, the food that you wanted to demonstrate, things like that. And I also started thinking about point of sale software people that sell to restaurants. You might be able to, and they have a lot of local salespeople, make partnerships with them. Good thing for partnerships. And my last one was more on the trade shows. The Business Journal has books of lists. If you're not getting it, they have a deal right now for $80 for the year, I believe. And you get the book of lists with it. And it has all the categories. That'll give you all the hotels in the area and everything else with phone numbers and contacts. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have Andrew, then Melanie, then AJ.
We have
Thank
some
you.
people in the room too, Amy,
Okay,
when we get there.
let me start with Andrew and Melanie, and then we'll go back to the room if that works.
Can you hear me all right? Okay, perfect. So, I would love to nothing more than to see your company succeed, but I have some suggestions that I think might help with that. Biggest thing that I see, and it's in your question, and it is basically, in my opinion, which is worth whatever it's worth, you're asking the wrong question. You're asking, how do I push my product on people who don't understand what it is and don't? The question you should be asking is, what are the pain points that these clients have that they want resolved? And that's what I should be marketing to, which means there's customer discovery to understand the pain points and understand their objections. They don't understand new technology. That's one of the hardest things when you have any new product is the client doesn't understand it, don't know, never needed it before, don't need it now. So rather than selling them a robot, I would sell them the fact that they're getting additional time back. They're getting money back. They're getting improved consistency. They're getting quicker turnover of their tables or hotel rooms or whatever it is that they can get the next customer. They're increasing their profits, but they have to understand that this is addressing their core pain point. And I don't know if you know what that is yet or not. The pain point is not that they want an efficient robot. The pain point is I'm losing money because I can't turn over my rooms fast enough, or I've got customers that are upset because the tables are staying dirty too long, those types of things. So it's the difference between leading a horse to water and trying to make him drink, which is never going to happen, or saying, I want the horse to drink. Let me go run around the track a couple times. Let him find the water himself. I had a company where I did that and people were pulling the product out of my hand before I could even take it. And that was such a good feeling, but it was based on the approach. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Andrew. That's the beauty of working with the franchise system. We have everything built as far as ROI and the benefits and everything. My question was geared towards how can I get to those right people so I can present those values to them.
And I even that response though says to me you're still looking to make the horse drink.
No.
You got to understand what's the pain point the customer has. Otherwise, the only thing you can do is talk about price and model and features and whatever, and everybody else and all your competitors do the same thing. What's the pain? Solve the pain.
Melanie.
I am going to piggyback on Andrew and touch on some of the same things. Two things. The first is I just looked up and we met during the happy hour event. I looked up movie theaters. Movie theaters constantly need cleaning within the theater and the bathrooms. That is a great opportunity. There is a franchise called Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. They have 4 locations just within this area that you could target from an individual perspective without having to go to like a corporation. You can go to, it's probably one owner, or maybe a few owners, and you can target that company. And then also to talk piggyback on what Andrew said, understanding like what are the friction points of Alamo Drafthouse? What is their revenue base? What problems do they need solving? And coming up with a prospectus for each of your target customers to say, even if they don't know robotics, people, it's like AI. People don't necessarily know AI, but they know it solves problems and it saves them time. And you can focus on driving that value and just really honing in on the value you're providing and the ROI of the solution, and then targeting specific franchises or specific customer segments, and that will help with your adoption.
Thank you very much. John, can you help
Yeah,
me out there in the room?
Absolutely. We got a line of people and
Thank you so much for your presentation. This is fascinating. So 2 really quick things. One of them building exactly on the last couple of people have said. So thinking specifically about cleaning and like if you're targeting hospitals, for your ROI, are there any quality, like is there any quality ROI that you can look to? Like, is a robot cleaner getting better quality in terms of ROI than a human? Like, is there less norovirus going around a restaurant if a robot cleans it? And like, are there less hospital-acquired infections going around a hospital, if a robot cleans it than a person? That I would find super compelling. The second thing I thought of, because you have some clients already, you said, right? The Sushi Place and Tyson's. I think that could be, because organizations will be convinced by a peer, right? Like, who are their friends? Who are their rivals? Maybe those are organizations that you could target, is that they could do some of the selling for you, right? If they're like, wow, look at this really awesome robot I have, like how clean I am, look how much money I'm making. That could do some of your work for you. I think it's something. That's 2 cents. Thank you.
Great. I appreciate that. All right, Michael, Sarah.
Well, what I would suggest to you is take your target audiences, particularly as it relates to involvement with associations and like, for example, the hotels. I would go to some place you already have one working. And I would do a short, classy little video that demonstrates this was the hotel's problem. This is my robot. This is what the robot did to solve my problem. And I do it as a video. And then you can use that to go into various associations and work with them, as well as use it with individual potential clients. I would do the same thing for those particular targets, restaurants. Find somebody in the restaurant community, had a problem. The robot solved the problem. This is how they did it. Do it as a video. So it's not just you talking, but it's actually one of your clients saying that you've done it. And I don't think they're all that expensive to put together anymore. They used to be expensive, but they're not that expensive anymore. And in that manner, I think you can actually hook in to those particular targets. And particularly if you want to go into the association community, video is necessary.
Thank you, Michael. Amy, you want to grab somebody online? We have 4 people here, so we're going to take a couple people online.
Why don't you grab 2 more there?
Okay. Right up.
Hey, Sam. Nice to meet you. Great presentation. Thank you. Just a thought, there are some other companies that already adopted robotics, but maybe not competing with you. I'm thinking Rivian. I'm thinking like those dealerships. I'm not sure if something you're already looking at, but you're up.
The dealership is also in our.
Oh, okay, great. So, but they already adopted they already adopted robotics idea, right? That's how they sell in their cars, self-driving, et cetera, et cetera. So just kind of complementing, hey, people sitting in your dealerships, you have get served coffee, cleaning, whatever, you know, it's just gonna think we're having an impact as well. So that's good luck.
Troublemaker.
Troublemaker, yeah. Hi Sam, great presentation. Thank you. Folks online, you're missing the robot in the room. He's next door. It's very cool and looks very friendly. One of the, yeah, it was a sheep.
Katie. Oh, her name is Katie.
Oh, great.
Soon to be Samantha.
Yes.
So you could have a voting competition to name your robot.
That'll be
Fun
cool.
marketing. One of the things I want to throw out there, there's a restaurant whose owner I know that I'd love us to introduce you to get more feedback. I think part of this is reaching out, interviewing and doing informational interviews that understand what you're looking for. So the restaurant owner I'll connect you with, and a hotel also in Alexandria. The other thing I would think about is education, like George Mason, for example, has the little robots that Susan Island campus, right? So building a Max is fine, like leverage the existing companies who are aligned with high tech adoption. George Mason has huge programs around STEM and AI, etc. So if you don't have your interaction with them, I might think about that. One question I had for you was actually, sure one of them. I think a lot of companies right now, like Larry Ellison, just fired thousands and thousands of people because of AI and robots. One thing you may want to consider is when you are going into an organization, how do you message them keeping their people, upskilling their people to do more value add and not replacing them? Because that also might be something scary. Like if you go to a cleaning company and your robot is there to do the low value but important stuff so that the people can do higher value stuff, but that's very compelling. So I might think about how do you message it so you're not replacing people, you're adding talent. My question for you is, what is the one business, and this may, I'm not trying to trick you in anything, that you clean the best, right? What is it that your robot does the best, that building on an earlier point, maybe other people or other things don't? Is there a client that you're like, no kidding, this is our ideal client?
So, I can give you an example with the Hilltown.
Yeah, of course.
Trying to, right now, I did a couple of demos and also at the end of, our negotiation. But the one thing that actually I have usually worked with the crew, the cleaning crew, to understand their pain points, right?
Yes, okay.
So they were very thankful because the lady was telling me they have to maintain like a ballroom with the manual vacuum cleaner going around. And as a human, we're not designed to do that. Also, we do like spot cleaning. We can't cover everything. Our robots, you can actually see the map. We usually go over 95% to cover all the floor. And the missing spots also will show, and they can go back in. And that way, the hotels are like multi-million dollars of expenses by replacing those carpets. So if you delay that for like 2-3 years by giving them assistance cleaning, that's a great value addition. Also help the staff.
Awesome, thank you.
Sam, that's a selling point for me at home.
Go back online.
I am. So, John, I thought your hand was up, but now I see it's down. Did your question get answered?
There are no, you're talking to me now? Thank you.
Yes. Sorry.
So there were enough people with hands up that I, particularly in the room, that I put my hand down till there's no more. So
Okay.
not to worry. Everyone's doing amazing.
Okay. AJ, I've got you next.
All right, here we go. So talking about the testimonials, what Christina talked about. I read a story, you told me about the sushi place.
Yes.
In fact, next time we went to the mall, after we talked, we did stop by and showed it to my wife. That's the curiosity you had. Then I went to internet and I did some research on that restaurant. And this guy is talking about how he got into your service. Like they had first they imported from China, didn't work out, and then they went from testimonials like that, stories like that, putting in a video are gonna help you think about this. So then when you're talking about it, show them like we are sitting here, if you could, have the robot from deliver a few things. Right? And then we take the video of what Michael suggested. And then you come to me, I'll deliver it to the work. Awesome. And we take it from there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thomas.
Yeah, sorry about that. Had another thought. You know, we've been talking a lot about, getting to the pain points of the customer. Um, when you're looking at companies like restaurants, let's say entertainment venue companies, and other things like that, there could be a way to spin this that you also can help attract top line revenue because if the robots are actually doing some work around the environment, it's a kind of a unique experience for customers. So the ones that are comfortable about it may want to bring the kids along and check it out and do some of that kind of fun stuff where it's not just usual diner, go take your order and so on and so forth. So one way to kind of think about it, it may be a way to kind of spin it that hey, not only can we help you save on revenue, but we may be able to help you bring in more customers. First of all, turning tables faster, doing all that kind of stuff. But second of all, more of kind of an attraction perspective, especially if they talk. I really wish I could have made it out to the event this morning, but if there's like a speaking track where they talk to customers and stuff like that, that could be quite interesting. Maybe even a gimmick of like tying into like a chat GPT or something where you could ask it any question you want and it'll come back with some kind of answer.
Yeah, we can put like a happy birthday song and you could put a cake, and right now they're using it in wasabi sushi. This if you see the one that we have right now, we have
Okay.
display screens and interactive screens as well. They can sing
Oh.
a happy birthday and you can put a cake. It's go crazy when they see that.
That's fantastic. That has to be in the story then. Like I think
Owner
it.
actually, he told me that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was helping the kids like that in his restaurant. So.
And one quick question for you. Wow. Crazy. I noticed on your website there's a lot of awards that you've received over the years in recognition, especially in education tech. So kind of interested, is there a reason, or maybe I looked up the wrong company, but there was a lot of ed tech awards that your products have received. I probably would recommend to at least get some of those awards showcased into your, pitch deck.
I'm going to step in just for 1 second to defend Sam because I coached him and I know his presentation is normally 20 minutes. And I think a lot of the details that we're missing in here are in that other presentation that he has. So I do offer that up in his defense.
Okay, I wasn't accusing anybody of anything.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, from an interest perspective, as you're trying to convert customers, they'd like to see it as kind of creds because there's another team that has done an evaluation of their product and felt that they have some unique value. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
John Foster, I have no hands up on the Zoom. So if you've got folks in the room.
here, Amy.
Yeah, hi, Sean. So my thought went to the culture, that there's a culture shift here, of course. And so, I mean, I'm working every day in the senior care industry, and I noticed you mentioned assisted living communities. While the industry is thinking a lot about how to use AI, they're not necessarily crossing that bridge into people seeing robots all the time. That's not exactly an early adopter kind of demographic. So might be a good idea to address that culture, give people a picture. I like the idea of doing a video for kind of each of your targets. How could you comfortably, for the residents there, integrate this kind of technology, the robots? I think everybody understands cleaning. So you kind of hit that pretty well. One of the other things you had on there is security, and I'm thinking, sorry, 80s references, movie references, RoboCop, addressing the culture there. How exactly would that play out? That's a little different from clean.
Yeah. I mean, they don't go around and shoot it.
Need a cocktail party.
Yeah, thanks for going.
Thanks for the.
Yeah, Maria.
You need Rosie from the.
So that's my question is regarding your
presentation students. Can you tell me more how your approach is that?
For the hotels?
Are you going to specific hotel
Yes, yeah. So
owners or?
we have Hilton chain, they use HS, Hilton Supply Management, the buying program, they manage all the purchasing for Hilton's. Marriott, they have got any IGH or anyway, yeah, so they have a purchasing department. So what we go is, we are already approved partners, their platform. So the owners, all they need to see the demo and results, then the purchasing is done by HS.
And how are you getting to those owners? Because
We have a list of, in our sales force and listed hotels locations, so we go and run. Produce ourselves, and we're HSN partner, and we're here to help with your endpoints.
do you have any case studies that you can actually submit as part of, information?
Yes, we have implemented. I haven't done my implementation yet here in Virginia, but we have one in Atlanta, and there's a few more. So we did a case study that shows how many hours they saved, about 6 hours. How many cleanage coverage they covered. With $19 a day, you can cover about 100 square feet. So we can calculate those down.
This is all about the numbers.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for it. Right.
I'm ready.
Hello
there. Hello there. Enjoyed your presentation. My question is probably a little bit more one-off. It's more directed towards what happens if something goes wrong with the robot? And the reason why I say that is because it's all over Instagram.
Oh.
And it's hilarious to see these robots that go rogue. And making a lot of jokes about it, but in all reality, it's serious, and it could be something that could be detrimental to what you're doing. So I guess having a plan in place to very quickly be able to message that or massage that would be well served.
Yes, I think the demystifying is part of what we do
Okay.
about AI. Those videos, sometimes they go into public to just make some awareness and all that, but one of the things that we do in especially the corporate offices, validate, they have to pass a safety inspection and performance inspection before we bring to market, the US market.
Okay.
Some of the humanoid robots that they go crazy and Chinese made, we don't bring them.
But people don't differentiate that. You don't necessarily differentiate that.
Yeah,
You see the robot go.
You don't know,
All you
exactly.
is you see something really.
Yeah.
So that-
Those are not ready for market.
Okay. Okay, hey,
But
yeah.
Optimus, what Elon is doing, and Figure AI, the
Uh-huh.
one that came out with the first lady the other day.
Oh, yeah, saw that, yeah. Yeah.
And so those ones are, very credible companies that will be probably in a couple of years down.
Okay.
2027, will be available.
Okay, very nice. Well, great presentation. Thanks. Enjoyed it.
If I may add, I think because it has so much popularity of those robots going rogue, you taking in, a response to that and why yours is different, and it might be a good leverage point for early adopters pushback.
John Foster, I have one hand raised on the Zoom, actually two hands.
Okay.
I have Seaman and then Dan Green.
Hey,
good morning, Sam.
Hang on one second. We got Amy, we got 3 more people in here, and so I guess after that we should wrap up.
Yes.
But go ahead. Yeah, with 2 people online.
Okay, so Sam, good morning. For everybody, Sam and I and his team are working together as a referral guys. So I know a lot about this, the robot. So Sam, one thing is these robots, they have a chat GPT built in? Like if somebody can communicate verbally with them? Because I think one question I heard from Sean is about the assisted livings. So some people, when their robots are moving, you can start talking to them. I think that's give kind of confidence. Oh, you're talking to a robot. Hey, what did you clean? Where you coming from? Something of those lines. So a lot of people want to talk to people, right? So we're not just replacing people. We are actually giving them someone to talk to. So that's just a thought.
Absolutely. I think Amy mentioned about my PowerPoint that would explain that, address those kind of answers. One of the human robots, we have a chat GPT enabled. when I speak to the memory care unit in assisted living facility, that robot is actually helping the elderlies with the communication. You can build their childhood memories, the family members, and they can read stories and all that. So that Pepper, it's called Pepper, the Pepper robot, very popular in assisted living facilities. And there's also other memory helping activities that we can do with the robot, conducting like game show, like bingo games and all that. That I don't have it in this PowerPoint, but happy to share.
Dan Green.
Hi, Sam. Nice to meet you. You may have talked about this earlier, but we're talking about pain points. And I was wondering if you marketed towards any areas or environments where it's not safe for humans or it might be dangerous for humans to work or clean. Is that an advantage or a pain point that could solve that your robots could solve? Another situation might be an access situation. Like could where a human might not have access, might be like a data center or a federal facility where your robot could actually come in and provide access and not have to go through top clearance security or anything like that. So those are two things that came to mind when I was listening to your presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, that's one of the markets that we actually address problems for, not only cleaning in the data centers, but energy consumption as well. Those robots have thermal sensors that can, when they are cleaning, capture. Right now, these big data centers, they have thermostats in every locations trying to monitor and find energy leaks. But these robots, through navigation, they can capture those data and feed and conserve energy. That's just what he's saying.
All right, Jen.
As we get close to wrapping up, we will all be very short in this room.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. Can your robots be coded by students? So you mentioned STEAM earlier. So in school programs or things like that, is that something that's possible?
Absolutely, that's possible.
I'll talk with you offline about some thoughts on how to expand visibility there too. Get some really early adopters.
Yes.
I have a creative idea to share with you. And it came from Christina and I brainstorming. Rosie from the Jetsons. Do you know the Jetsons, the TV show, the cartoon in the 60s and 60s later on? Along with
Selena, speak up. He can't hear you.
I said the Jetsons.
Oh, okay.
And Rosie, the robot from the Jetsons.
Nice.
Maybe there's a way you can license, and I can help you do that if you want to do it. But that'll just break the ice for people who remember things like that, as well as just a new audience. It was always very popular.
Fascinating, presentation, really exciting. This is my first time, really enjoyed it. My question to you is that I'm sure you thought about the buyers, the person who's got the strengths of the purse. Have you thought about the influencers? Because people are resistant to change. And these robots are not going to work on their own. They're going to be working with their human partners. And it's important that the humans are accepting of this robot, saying, hey, and they don't badmouth and say, you know what, this robot didn't do the work that I was, I could have done better.
Yeah.
Right. Because the one thing that we know is people are resistant to change. You can introduce software into the ecosystem, but if you don't have adopters, the buyers are fine, but they'll buy the licenses and everything else.
Yeah.
But if they're not adopting it, it's not going to go further at all. So something that maybe you want to consider thinking about, how do you create more influencers?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that's wrapping up Q&A. A final question for you, Sam, is what can our 1 Million Cups community help you with today? That's absolutely like creating awareness and connections is pretty much what I would ask for. Very good. All right, let's bring our community into the the front wave of the wave, not the lagging, because we're already like 10, 20 years behind.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Great job.
All right. All right, so next week's presenter, it could be you. You know what? It's easy. So definitely take advantage of the opportunity. If you're thinking about it, please go ahead and you'll notice we've got a QR code at the bottom to apply. So we will look forward to seeing you next week. With that, upcoming events, this is all about networking. We've got a whole host of events. I know we'll get those into chat. One thing, there's a small business expo for Fairfax City.
Fairfax County.
Fairfax County.
Oh.
And that's the first week in May.
Yeah.
So you may want to think about taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, the other thing, while we're on upcoming events, April 19th for families and stuff, the Fairfax Veg Fest is happening. It's at the Northwest Federal Credit Union in Herndon. So take advantage of that. I would get that posted on here. Scan the QR code as well. Anybody else? All right, the great presenter schedule. We've got some openings, so opportunities to take advantage of presentation. So you can see we've got a bunch of openings here in April. And then our hybrid meetings are filled up. We got May, and then we're looking for June. So please take advantage. You got friends, bring people. We are looking to continue to grow this meeting. We do have a couple of applications in review as well. With that, in order to help us promote the meeting, again, take advantage of that QR code. That will take you to all the places you can help promote us and get the word out. And with that, stick around for a while. We got 2 minutes.
Just stop recording live just for a moment before we get rowdy. See what we do.